non-democratic environment, we have to prove to the world that actually you can produce in a democratic environment. So what are the models that are required? How do you think about production in a democratic environment? And what are the type of partnerships that India, the United States, and Europe can create to produce in a democratic environment? My view is that it will become very difficult for democracy to sustain itself if we are not able to produce, because you will simply not be able to give the requisite amount of jobs that you need to create a balanced system. So I think huge part of the turbulence that we are seeing in Europe, in India, and in the United States, the polarization of the politics, is because we're not able to give our people jobs. And that's happening because we have basically said, China, you produce for the world. You know, look around you, you'll see that pretty much everything that you're using is made in China. And that, at least for a country like India, is a problem. We have the capability to produce, we have the population to produce, we have the cost structure to produce, but we've just not done it. And so that's really for us the challenge. And for me, any partnership that we build with the United States or we build with Europe has to include the idea of production in a democratic environment. So I'll stop there. I look forward to hearing your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this thought on the geoeconomic challenges of our times. We can host questions. I don't have an opening question because I actually suspect there is a lot in the room, unless I see no hands, in which case I can fill in questions. But don't be shy. We will maybe collect two to start with. You were first. So there's a microphone coming around, and then we'll move over here second. So first here on the left. Please present yourself and ask your question.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gandhi. In fact, just before coming to Hertie, my last assignment was working with the Congress, and it was the Karnataka elections, which the Congress did turn around and emerged victorious. Why do you think you've not been able to replicate that in any of the other states? That is the first question. Second question, I would just keep it very short. If you come to power, how would you create jobs? It's the thing on everybody of our minds.
So there are, I mean, we have been able to replicate it. We've won election in Telangana. We've won election in Himachal Pradesh. We've been raising issues as far as the fairness of elections in India is concerned. I've done press conferences where we have clearly shown, without shadow of a doubt, that we won the Haryana election. That we actually don't feel that the Maharashtra election was fair. There is a full-scale assault taking place on the institutional framework of our country. We asked direct questions to the Election Commission. I mean, I don't know if you've seen that press conference. Brazilian woman is voting in Haryana. I mean, is on the voting list 22 times in Haryana. One woman is voting 200 times in one polling booth. And when we are asking these questions to the Election Commission, we're not getting a response. So that's one aspect of it, that we fundamentally believe that there is a problem with the electoral machinery in India. Second thing is that there is a wholesale capture of our institutional framework. When you look at our intelligence agencies, you look at the CBI, you look at the ED, they've been weaponized. Look at the number of cases that the ED and the CBI have against BJP people. You'll find the answer 0, right? And look at the number of cases they have against people who oppose them, and you'll find that pretty much most of them are political cases. And so there is a weaponization of the institutional framework. There's a capture of the institutional framework. If you're a large businessman, and you try to support the Congress party, you're threatened, the ED, the CBI, these people land up. So there is an atmosphere in India where the institutions are not performing the role that they should be performing. From our perspective, Congress perspective, we help build the institutional framework. So we never viewed it as our own institutional framework. We viewed it as the institutional framework of the country. That's not how the BJP sees it. The BJP views the institutional framework of India as belonging to them. And so they use it as a tool for building political power. Look at the just look at the difference between how much money the BJP has and how much the opposition has. You'll see a ratio, 1:30. How does that happen? I mean, so there is an attack on the democratic system. Now, okay, so then you'll say to us, okay, so what? Well, as the opposition, we have to find ways to counter this. It's not good enough for us to say, there's a problem in the elections. We will deal with it. And we will create a method, a system of opposition resistance that will succeed, right? But we're not fighting the BJP. You have to understand that. We're fighting their capture of the Indian institutional structure, right? And this is not just me speaking. I mean, I travel around the country. This is what everybody says to me, right? The press conference that we did, it was actually information that we got from the ground from people saying, listen, look, this is what has happened, right? So that's where it comes, that as far as the elections are concerned. On the question of jobs, there is only one way that you can produce jobs at scale for a country like India, and that is manufacturing, right? And what we've done in India and what the BJP has done, they've completely disincentivized manufacturing. When they concentrate power into the hands of, 3 or 4 oligarchs, the Ambanis and Adanis of the world, these are not guys who are interested in